Good evening and welcome into the Wild Sports Show. To the right of your screen is Pops, and I am QMP. We are your favorite father-son duo talking sports. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Now, today, we're going to talk about Cowboys Raiders. We're going to talk about Eagles Cowboys. We're going to also talk about our question of the day. And we're going to also get into a bit of college football to end the show. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. Pops, you ready to talk to the people, sir?
Yes, sir, I am.
Let's get to it. So we're gonna start with this first clip. Cowboys Raiders, y'all. Let's do it.
Amazing camera work by Jason Jobs on that last effort by Pickens. Here's Lamb wide open, backs in for the touchdown. End zone touchdown Cowboys. Ferguson. Only the second Dallas penalty of the game. Backs him up 5. Prescott able to step into it. It's got Pickens. Good move. Nice cut back and a touchdown. Second down and goal. Prescott wide open. Touchdown grab. Ryan Flournoy holding up the jersey of the late.
All right, y'all. So y'all saw the highlights of Cowboys Raiders. It was a Cowboys victory. Now, y'all, Pops is gonna be on the left of the screen now, so just keep that in mind. Pops on the left side of the screen. I'm on the right side of the screen. But yeah, just want to let y'all know Cowboys victory against the Raiders. Now we're tempering our thoughts when it comes to the victory over the Raiders, just because of the fact that the Raiders are not a good team at all. They are not a good team. However, this is what teams are supposed to do. When you're better than the other team, you're supposed to win. That's the whole idea. You're supposed to win the game. So at the end of the day, we handle business and we got it done. So good victory. Good victory. Now it didn't start off too well, as you know, Pops. First drive was a 3 and out, and then the second drive was a turnover by Dak, strip sack by Max Crosby. So it didn't start off too well, but we got to it and we settled down and we got into the game and had a nice little flow. As you saw those highlights with Dak Prescott, he really played well. He had a 4 touchdown game, which puts him up there with the greats of the Cowboys. So he made history with the likes of Roger Staubach. So, really good showing from Dak, playing MVP level football. He had gotten away from that the last couple of games, but got back to what he needed to do in this game against the Raiders. Now, Bobs, give me your thoughts on the Cowboys Raiders. Tell me what you thought about the game, how the Cowboys played again. We're tempering our thoughts just because of the fact that it is the Raiders. But tell me what you thought about the game, sir.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that the Cowboys' hearts were probably pretty heavy because of the fact that they just lost a teammate, and we were talking about how they had to practice this week and make sure that everybody was all on one accord. And people don't understand it. There are different emotions for different people. Some can take the death a different way than the others can. And I was really proud of the way the Cowboys came out and showed me that they had the heart. And I know that actually they showed more grit than I thought they would show. And as you said again, Las Vegas Raiders are not the best team to start off on, but again, the Cowboys showed me everything they need to show me. I was really concerned about the fact that how they came on the field and then you saw some of the players, how they looked or whatever, but you never knew what to expect from them. But because of what I saw, I think they pulled together as one team and showed me that they had the heart to do what they needed to do.
Understood. Okay. So listen, you're right about that. When it came down to what they were dealing with, there is a lot there. I will say that. So at the end of the day, they really came together, and I think it truly, as we kind of discussed last week's show, something like this can galvanize a team, get them together to play better. And they really did that because what could have happened is they could have just fallen flat, been so down by the loss of their teammate that they could have been too emotionally charged and come out flat and lost the game. That very well could have happened, but that didn't happen. And I will say that was one of the most impressive parts about it. I want you guys to see a clip of what leadership was shown by Brian Schottenheimer. He does this after wins, I believe, but to see how he guided the team during this time was outstanding. It really shows. Got a comment from Brandon. What up? Yeah, hey, what up, man? Appreciate you joining the show, Brandon. But it truly showed what type of coach he is, because not every coach can bring the team together after a loss of that magnitude. Losing a teammate in that fashion, it just showed a lot about his leadership skills, being a head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And also, Dak showed a lot of his leadership, which we already knew Dak was a great leader anyway, but it truly shined by both of them. And again, with Brian Schottenheimer being a first-year head coach and having to deal with this, and to have them come out the way they did. And we're going to talk about a bit other things when it came to his leadership as well. When it came to our two star wide receivers that were on the bench to start the game. But let's get into this clip to see, just how Brian Schottenheimer was after the game.
Listen up, listen up. Hey, before we do all the celebration stuff. Hold on. So proud of you guys, man. Amen. Tough couple weeks. You made them proud. You guys made them proud, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, here we go. I'm back. I'm good. I'm back. All right, here we go. Dak got touchdown CD. Yeah. Touchdown Sergey. Yeah. Touchdown GP. Yeah. Dak got touchdown to Flo. Yeah. Or Keith Bell had an interception. Okay. Yeah. And the ball was deflected by K9. Yeah. Kenny Clark had a half sack. Yeah. Big Q had a half sack. Okay. Yeah. James Houston had a sack. Yeah. Quentin Williams had a sack. Yeah. Osh had a sack. Yeah. Aubrey had a 50-yard field goal. Yeah. Easy. And a safety. Yeah. And they gave Sam credit for that. So Sam has safety. Yeah. Hey, so proud of you guys. Enjoy it. Shower up. Let's get on that plane.
So yeah, that was. I mean, listen, it gave me chills just to see that. Honestly, when I first saw it, that's why I wanted to make sure it was shown on the show. But yeah, her flick chick, great comment. Big leadership energy. That's right. Now, we got a special guest that's going to be joining the show. He is a part of the In the Mix segment on our network. We are pleased to have him on the show to discuss what happened on with the Cowboys Raiders game, as well as we're going to talk about the Cowboys Eagles as well. My man Prime, welcome in, Prime. Glad to have you on the show, my man.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys,
up,
my man?
How y'all doing?
Glad to have you on.
How y'all doing, fam? What up, Pops? What up, Pops?
All right, you all right, Doc? All right.
All right. It's good to see you boys, man. It's been a long time coming. I'm loving what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? I love it. We talked about this years ago.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, fam. Now, hey, you know, you know what you're talking about, man. We talking about Cowboys Raiders. Tell me your thoughts on the game. Tell me why you think we won the game.
First, I liked what I saw as far as energy. Uh, it seemed like they did a lot of soul searching with themselves, and I know this is the Raiders, and the Raiders is not a real competitive team right now, but I like to see energy, and I saw energy from all phases of the game and all the players, even the coach. I love it. And I think that's one of the benefactors to winning is energy. And so I think the way that because usually right now, over the past few years, the Cowboys would fight with a team like this. And they did not fight with this team. They did what they were supposed to do. They they put their foot where they were supposed to put their foot. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's energy, man. And I think Scotty is a great coach, and I think he brings that energy that the players need, really, big time.
Understood. Yeah, I'm there with you. Now we got a comment for Brandon. We'll pull a comment real quick for me, please. Let's see. It says, listen, I love the energy they had, but I hope that it was not just sympathy energy. Bring that intensity every week and really show that y'all are doing this for 94. Hey, I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. And as I said earlier in the show, it could have truly had them fall flat because of how much emotion they had, so much emotion, but they didn't. They played together, and Shotty did say something there that really stuck with me. He said, we gonna be playing for them the rest of the year. It's not gonna end here. We're going to keep playing for them. We're going to keep making them proud. And so they keep that energy. Who knows what that can do? Again, it could have went totally left, but it didn't. Now we'll see how this plays out the rest of the season, and we're going to talk about some other things in regards to the game itself. But again, it went the way that it was supposed to go, which was in a positive direction to bring the team together, and it was really, really, really good to see. Again, Prime, we're tempering our thoughts a bit just because it's the Raiders. You know what I mean? Because I got on a high horse when we played the Commanders, and yeah, it didn't look too good after that. So us beating the Raiders, and as I said earlier in the show, it's about us beating the teams you're supposed to beat. Coming into it, I was unsure. I had no idea how we were going to look. Had no idea how Quentin Williams was going to come in. Didn't know how Logan Wilson was going to come in and play because of the fact that they're new players coming into the system. And then also same thing with Demarion Overshown coming back off injury. Sharon Ravel coming off an injury. They were both on snap counts, a set amount of snap counts, but they all made a contribution as far as the guys coming off an injury. They really, really made a contribution, and you could see the potential impact they could have. We already knew how Demarion Overshown has played. He's shown great flashes of being an awesome player. Now, I remember my man Brandon last show said, hopefully we won't be calling them street clothes. Now, hopefully we won't be. We want him to be healthy for sure, because he's a hell of a player on that field. We see the small amount of plays he had during the game against against the Raiders, how much he was flying around, and we just want to keep that whole thing going for sure. Yeah, exactly. Horror flick chick. Fingers crossed. Got another comment from Brandon. They put pressure on Geno Smith. Remember, I said if they do that, they should be good. Yeah, you did say that. You did say that. Good comment. Good point. So, again, we're going to go into that a bit. But like I said, it was good to see the positive energy, the positive impact that the leadership skills of Dak Prescott as well as Schottenheimer came through. Again, people shouldn't really take that lightly because of the fact that this guy Schottenheimer's never dealt with this as far as a head coach. Never. Right. So having to deal with that for the first time and being able to galvanize the team like that is impressive. I will say that he gets a lot of credit for that, him and Dak both.
I will say this. Now you know how hard you come to the barbershop and you get in my chair, and over the past few years I've been very, very tough on Dak. I've been very tough on him. But I have to say, this year I got to tip my hat to him, man. He's really been stepping up. He's become the leader that I've been wanting to see, and I just held him to some high standards because and we saw Troy Aikman take control of the team and demand greatness. So I tip my hat to him, man. He's been doing nothing but spectacular things, and I think he's probably the next benefactor to the winning attitude is Dak Prescott, for real.
Understood. Pops?
I would agree with Doc on that. He said everything I needed him to say. And a lot of times we do criticize Dak for some of the things he does do. And I think now that he has more weapons around him, that should even help him even better. And also a good running back, that should help him even better. And so I'm looking for better things for him this upcoming season now. And also him showing me leadership with this game and what happened at this game with the young man doing what he did as far as suicide. That shows me that he actually can be the man that we want him to be as far as a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Again, like I said, Doc, you said it all.
Yep, that's right.
Well,
and got a comment.
Man.
Salute to the QOC family. Yo, appreciate that, brother. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, Prom.
No, I was just saying, you know how we talk. We've been talking like this for a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's just now we got a platform to say these things. But I see some good stuff in the Cowboys. I've been saying it. I've been seeing glimmers, of greatness here and there. You know what I'm saying? But they just added some special pieces. And I know y'all gonna go into that, but they just added some special pieces that I feel like the Dallas Cowboys needed as far as fire and you know what I'm saying, just being able to attack from the defensive end. You know what I'm saying? I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing.
All right, I like that. Now, I mean, we talking about that. Guess who our player of the game was? Now, before we send you this clip of who it is, the thing that I would say it was a close tie because George Pickens, he had a hell of a game. He really did. He tripped me out with the little anime run he did during one of the touchdowns, but he had a hell of a game. Yeah. So our player of the game is Dak Prescott. Boom. Dak Prescott. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, he had a historic game, 4 touchdowns. Can't beat that. Now, we do have a comment from Brandon. Brandon, you're going to have to relax, man. Dak is on the injury report this week. Come on, man. Come on, man. You go with the street clothes, now you're saying this. You got to relax, Brandon. You can't be putting this stuff out here like that, man.
My boy is hyperventilating over there. Willie, he hyperventilating.
But, yeah, I mean, listen. We're going to be all right. He's probably just minor injury, so we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to worry about that. Now, as you mentioned about the D-line, let's talk about it. So I will say they played with a bunch of different defensive lineman lineups that they put out there, which was impressive. The fact that you can put out so many combinations of D linemen, it kind of reminds me of when the New York Giants during Super Bowl runs. Now, I need everybody to understand what I'm saying here. I'm not saying Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. I am saying that it reminds me of the D-line combinations that the New York Giants were able to put out there. They call their NASCAR lineup. Now, obviously, it's not like that, but it's more of they have a lot more of a combination of pass rushers or defensive linemen, interior defensive linemen that can stop the run as well as rush the passer. Now we got another comment from Brandon. I'm just sharing what I saw. It's a minor injury, so he was limited in practice. Understood. But you'll be coming with the injury news, man. Please, you relax on that, man. We can't be saying street codes. You gotta relax on that.
We might have to say you might have to add him. You might have to add him on the injury report list. You might have to add him, bro. You might have to add him, dog, for the injury report list. We got injury report by B. Oso.
I appreciate you chiming in, Brandon. Appreciate you, sir. But as I was saying, the D-line combinations are impressive. And again, we're tempering thoughts, but we're We're talking about players that we've seen be dominant. Speaking of Quentin Williams, right? So Quentin Williams is what you call a force multiplier, right? So he's making everyone else around him better, right? I mean, he's going to get the double teams, but we saw what he was able to do against that offensive line that the Raiders had. Again, we're tempering that thought, but at the end of the day, Quentin Williams is a great player. Everybody needs to understand that. And so at the end of the day, him being in there is going to open up things for everyone else, meaning Kenny Clark, meaning Dante Fowler, meaning our draft pick out of Boston College. All those players are going to have an impact, significant impact, because of the impact that Quentin Williams is having on this team from day one. Day one, he's already made an impact. He already got a sack in his first game. So that just shows how great of a player he is. First game in, he's getting it done. Now, it looks like we got another comment from Brandon. Quentin freaking Williams, he's doing what we expected from Kenny Clark off the rip. Well said. That's exactly what we expected from Kenny Clark off the rip. But yeah, Quentin Williams has come in from jump and done his thing. Your thoughts on that, Pops?
Well, when we first made these trades, everybody was still thinking about Parsons, and I understand that. But I think that these guys that they have right now will probably be around for about the next, say 3 or 4 years. And also, it seems to me like now they'll take a lot of the pressure off the defensive backs, because if you can put pressure on that quarterback and have him scrambling around, as we saw, like I said, Gino's not the best, but we'll find out later on about who's the best in this next game. But the pressure that they put on him and the defensive backs to kind of have well, I don't think they're going to play man to man if they're going to play zone or not. But I still say what I say. If they have that quarterback running around and scrapping, it takes a lot of those, shall I say, exact throws for him to have, because you're starting to have that pressure on you, and you probably either throw the ball a little early, or you possibly will even overthrow the throws. So again, the line that we have now, I think as we see as the season continues on, we'll see how much of the trade that Jerry Jones did will help this team out.
I agree with Pops, and I would say to Oso with the Kenny Clark situation, he's going to be a supporting cast to Williams, and I think like you said, Will, he's going to QMP. I'm sorry, he's going to open it up for Kenny Clark and the rest of the group out there to show their greatness. We needed a great impactful player to open it up for the rest of them. So I think we're going to see Ken Clark come up big in the next few weeks. I think with the next 7 games, you will see a big uptick on growth with the team just coming together and gelling. The secondary is going to benefit from Ken Clark, like Pop said. You know what I'm saying? With him getting in there, getting that pressure on that quarterback like he did with the Raiders. And I don't think just because it was the Raiders, that's why he had such impact. I think he's going to have that same type of impact no matter what team we're playing. So just to, even with Hurts, just to even be able to move him out of the way, move him a little bit and keep him uncomfortable. Like Pop say, he's going to throw those uncomfortable passes, and which could result in a turnover or just, turnover on down. So Ken Clark and the rest are going to feed off of Williams. Great pick, Jerry Jones. I'm proud of him on that pick.
Yeah, I'm there with you on that. Now we're gonna talk about what I mentioned last show in regards to this game. It was more about who do we need to stop, right? And so the player that we needed to stop was Brock Bowers, and his stat line was 7 receptions for 72 yards, no touchdowns. And they did exactly what I expected them to do, was put Deron Bland on him. They actually threw quite a bit of things at him, but Deron Bland was on him a good amount of time because they treated him like the game breaker he is. He had some plays, but at the end of the day, he didn't break the game wide open. No scores whatsoever. He had catches, but nothing too significant where we had to deal with him breaking the game wide open. Because again, he's had a 3 touchdown game, over 100 yards receiving. He's a great player, and I'm glad we were able to make him a focal point because as we talked about, they do have Ashton Genty, but as we saw, he wasn't an impact whatsoever. More so as Brock Bowers, because that
Right.
guy there, goodness, he's going to continue to be
Yeah.
a heck of a player for sure.
Right.
Now we got another comment from Brandon. The litmus test is the Eagles. Um, Force Jalen Hurts to get the ball out quick, stay with the blitz, and ditch the zone. Agreed. Now, Prime kind of jumped the
Agreed.
gun a little bit. We won't worry about it. We won't worry about it. We're going to talk about it. But it's okay. He said something about Jalen Hurts in regards to what we're going to discuss that for sure. But I can tell Prime's excited because it's been a while since I've seen him this excited for sure. Because we have conversations
Right.
all the time about Cowboys and how he's felt
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Now, tell me I'm wrong, Prime, but you are pretty excited about what we're seeing, huh?
Oh yeah, man. I'm definitely optimistic. You know what I'm saying? I moved from the purgatory place to optimism. I have optimism now. So I especially with the Williams pickup.
Yeah.
I, for real. And with the energy, and it seems like he's happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? And that's another
that's it.
big energy type of person. If you happy to be somebody, to be somewhere or doing something, you're gonna do your best, I believe. So and the fans, even like Pickens and stuff, he's even expressed it in CD Lamb. They love response to them. You know what I'm saying? They love the love. And I know we can be a little down sometimes because we expect greatness all the time. But when they doing good, they get shrouded with love, man, all the time. So I think with Williams doing what he's doing, man, it's gonna with that love and all that, it's gonna be big for him. And I think he already feel it, and I think he already a Cowboy. I can tell how he was jumping around out there, man. How he was slapping dap and loving on each other, man. I love what I'm seeing, man. I'm really liking it. You just got to keep it up. Keep it up, though.
Now listen, this is another thing for me though. You touched on CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, right? Now we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. We saw when the game started that they were not in the game, which took me completely by surprise. I'm thinking, okay, we're going to be running the ball a good amount this first drive, okay? But turns out there was some discipline there. Apparently, they hung out a little too late, broke some curfew or did some things there. But I'm bringing it up not to, you know, talk bad about those two individuals because they're two awesome players, right?
Right.
You gotta make sure you abide by the rules, obviously, that the coaches set forth. But my reason I bring that up, my reasoning for bringing that up is because again, the leadership from our first year head coach is shining. This is another example of that because of the fact that these two guys they were benched, but we saw the scene of those two getting hugged up with the coach. You know what I mean? Like we're still good. We're still good. And they didn't let what happened, the discipline, deter them from going out and balling out at all. So there's another example of what Shadi is doing. Again, it was surprising to see, but to send that message with those two players, because y'all both know how Jimmy Johnson used to do it. You know what I mean? He would send that message and let it be known and understood. Hey, this is how it's gonna be, guys. And so at the end of the day, he sent that message, and I can completely appreciate that. I completely and clearly appreciate what he did, and it shows that look, we holding all y'all accountable. So y'all gonna follow along, get it done, or this is what can occur. So again, kudos to the first year head coach. He's showing that maybe Jerry Jones made the right decision by making him the head coach. You know, everybody was scratching their heads, all three of us included. It was like, hey, what's happening here?
Yeah.
But he's showing that maybe he kind of knows what he's doing, you know? So we're going to leave it at that in regards to Cowboys Raiders. We're going to go on now to Eagles Cowboys this coming Sunday. Now, as we've said, we just beat the Raiders. It was the Raiders, right? Raiders are the Raiders. The Eagles are a different beast, right? Now you touched on it, Prime, about stopping Jalen Hurts. And who is a player that we need to stop, in my opinion? This guy right here,
Jalen Hurts. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And so
Jalen
at the end of
Hurts.
the day, that's the guy we need to stop because guess what? The last game we played against them, we had a shot to win, but who killed us when it mattered most was Jalen Hurts. With those timely
Hurts.
runs, yeah, he might not have had a bunch of passing yards or whatever, but those timely runs for first downs and keeping those drives going just absolutely crushed us. Now,
Mm.
you know me, Prime, Pops. I watch a lot of the sports shows, listen to a lot of the sports talk radio, all that good stuff, right? And the thing that I've continued to hear, and I've even heard Shadi say this as well, and I disagree, is the teams know each other very well. Well, the Eagles don't know this Cowboys team right here with Quinnen Williams, with Logan Wilson, with these new additions, we've gotten back off of injury. Now, the same thing can be said for the Eagles as well. Got a comment from Brandon, another comment. Raiders had 28 yards rushing. You need to stop the run, whether it be Hurts or Saquon, but they're going to stress the secondary too. Absolutely correct. We're going to have to stop that run. Now, I will say Saquon is not having as everyone knows, he's not having a great year like he did last year. Now, that doesn't mean he can't have a breakout game. And who better to do it against than your division rival, the Cowboys? So we're hoping that this defense continues to push through and make these plays and not just show that they can do it against the bad team, but they can also do it against the Eagles. But as I was saying, the Eagles are not the same team either. They made an addition as well by trading for the gentleman out of Miami who's making a heck of an impact right now. So he is a big part of the way they started playing defense as well, where these last two games, I'm thinking the Packers are gonna beat the Eagles. I was wrong. The Lions were gonna beat the Eagles. I was wrong. And the guy they traded for from Miami has made a significant impact on both of those games. Phillips is his name. I think it's Jalen Phillips. But he's gonna be a big deal. But again, the person we need to stop is Jalen Hurts. Prime, I'm gonna start with you. How are we gonna win this game?
Now looking back at the quick recap at the last game with Jalen with the Eagles and the Cowboys, we actually did pretty good on offense against the Eagles. Defensive wise, we wasn't as good, but we almost beat the Eagles with a non-factor defense kind of. So I'm like, okay, now we got this kind of a new refaced Cowboys on defense that can get pressure, that could stop the run. This is, like you said, this is not the Cowboys they saw last time. So theoretically, we should beat the Eagles, if you're asking me. From what I'm seeing, and this could be hard, but I'm really trying to go with my eye test and what I saw on the field this past Monday. I think we can beat the Eagles, and the way to do it, we got to put pressure on Jalen Hurts. I'm looking at the stats just a minute ago, and I looked at Saquon. Saquon is averaging 3.6 yards a carry, and Jalen Hurts is actually beating him with 3.8. So I'm like, okay, well, this sounds like Jalen Hurts right now has been their runner. So if we put the clamp down on Jalen Hurts, I'm not really too much worried about Saquon in that aspect. So I think we got to put the clamps down on Jalen Hurts. That's the answer to me. That's the answer.
All right. Pops, how we winning this game? Tell me how we winning.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that the offensive weapons that we played them with the first time were not.
Hold on, Pops, real quick. I got to read this comment from Brandon. Is Diggs playing? If not, should be a W. Yo, you wild for that one. You are a wild boy for that one. All right, go ahead, Pop.
Well, yeah, and he's not. I like what you just said. That's exactly right. Because
Yeah.
most of the time, I thought we saw him trading. Diggs was trading most of the time in that game, the receiver. But what I was fixing to say was, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that we had the weapons on offense. I don't know if Pickett. I don't think he was there the first time we played him, if I'm not mistaken, or was he there? Okay, if he was not there, then we can actually add that in. And also, like Doc said, that we have the new guys, the new addition for the deep with the defense that can put pressure on Jalen Hurts, and also they can stop the run. But the thing about this is how many games have the Eagles won in a row, and you have to eventually lose sooner or later. There was 4 or 5 teams that we thought that they would lose to, and I think this is a rivalry game. I think the Cowboys will be up after they played the way they did this past Monday night. And I also think that Dak had something to prove because I think he has a streak going against the Eagles. And I believe that we can take that game because, like Doc said, we have all those new pieces and with the addition of number 3, and also don't take out number 87. So if Dak can do his thing and do what he should do, I think, like Doc said, we should win the game.
And keep in mind, we played a very good game against them the very first game of the season, right? Again, different looking Cowboys team, but the way we came out against them at Philadelphia, it was impressive to see at the time. And then at that point, we thought, man, this offense might be something, right? The only difference is that we could not stop Jalen Hurts when we needed to. So I agree with Prime in regards to making sure that we do shut down Jalen Hurts, and with you as well, Pops. We got to shut down Jalen Hurts for sure. He cannot have those timely runs again, and we need to make sure more than anything that we do exactly what we did against them the first game, which is touchdowns instead of field goals. Touchdowns instead of field goals, because at the end of the day,
Right.
what we can possibly set up is where the defense can do their thing, pin their ears back, and just rush the passer consistently. Got another comment from Brandon. You know what? Put Flournoy in the slot. That dude got hands. I agree. And he's been making plays. And the thing is, he's earned more and more playing time. He's a better version of Noah Brown. He's that Noah Brown receiver we had. That guy that comes in and does the run blocking, but he just seems like he's making more plays and definitely has better hands than Noah Brown. So we found a better version of that. He's been making, like I said, tons of plays, and he's earned more and more playing time. I like what I'm seeing from him, and from some of the shows that I've been listening to as well, they feel the same way. So much so where they were like, man, maybe we should just get rid of Jalen Tolbert and just make sure he takes his playing time and go from there. But Flournoy has been playing really, really well. Good point, Brandon. Good point.
Let me say this.
But as I said,
Let me say this.
Let me say this. Go ahead.
Let me say this too, Willie. With Shotty gives me the feel of a little bit of Jimmy. I don't know how you feel, Pop, but I feel a little bit of Jimmy in him. When I seen him run over there and grab them boys after the plays they put in, and he grabbed them and hugged them, and he rallied with them. That rally part is what they've been missing. Also with the accountability thing, but I think, man, that dynamic right there is that's gonna do it. That's what's gonna help them achieve what they need to achieve, man. I really do believe that. That's what I see.
Pops?
Well, like Doc said, I believe the fired up part about him. He always gets fired up about everything, and I like the way, because man, Jimmy would fire up on you, but he'd also slap you upside the head if you didn't do the right thing.
Yeah.
Like one time he had one guy that had asthma. He told me, "Get off my field."
Right.
So, but I mean, the boy Shotty, he's not really, like, shall I say, a hardcore type guy, but I deal how he motivates his guys. You see him out there on the field, slapping hands and all of that, and going down each and every play, and letting them know that he cares about all of them. And those guys love that, because like I still say again, they're playing for themselves and for the coach. And if he shows emotions like that, it can actually trickle down to the field and against other teams when they're out there. and that could possibly be a factor in them winning more games than they probably would win.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right, Prime. Before we let you go, my man, I need a score prediction for the game. What's the score?
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think because the last time was a high-scoring game. So I think we still going to go for the – I'm going to say 38 to 38-35. It's an ugly score, but 38-35, man. I think the Dallas Cowboys got the offense to put up the points. And I think, you know what? I'm going to change that 35. I'll be real. Now that I'm thinking about it, if we get this pressure on this boy like we're supposed to, 38-24. Yeah. I think we can do that. I think we can do that. Yeah.
Before you go, Pops, QLC Network got a comment here. Says make Prime on it. He owes me for no limit. Prime.
So see, she bringing the old stuff into the. See, we over here talking sports. You can't be bringing in the mixed stuff over here to QOs to the WAS sports show. You can't do that. You can't do that. Quinn. That's something else, man. Say something else, boy.
All right, Pop, score prediction for the Cowboys Eagles, sir.
I got it 27-24 with the best field goal kicker in the NFL, making that last 57-yard field goal with no time on the clock.
Okay. Well, I'm going 21-17, 21-17, drive down the field, get the game winning score, defense closes out the game. 21-17. All right.
Okay.
All right, and they got Ricky Cooks just put in a comment. Appreciate you joining the show. 35-28 Cowboys. Okay, so we're going high scoring. You with Prime, high scoring. Understood. Appreciate that. Appreciate the comment. Now, Prime, tell us what you got going on, my man. We appreciate you joining the show. One of many times you will be on, my man, I hope. But let me know what you got going on, sir.
Hey, man, first of all, I want to tell y'all, man, that I am so proud of y'all in the sports show that y'all developed and everything. And it's been like I said, something that we talked about a long time ago, man. And y'all, and it's finally here. Y'all keep growing, keep developing. Much love, and I definitely got to be back on the show multiple times because we talking about the Cowboys and we talk about them in the shop all the time. So I got to be on here to tell what I'm hearing and what I see. But man, what I got going, man, I got, of course, the chocolate state of mind all the time. So we always in that mindset, and this is about Black people understanding their position in the world. All colors come out of you, and that is fact. Okay, so if we can learn how to stand like that, we can learn how to organize like that and come together, we have much better situation going on with the Blackness. So that's me, man. And like I said, shout out to y'all and everybody out there in the QOC network, all of the people, Oso, you know what I'm saying? That boy he actually got his knowledge on with this game, man. I'm impressed by him. You know what I'm saying? QOC, like I said, Egypt and everybody else, man, the horror flick chick, man, she been saying stuff. Hey, man, it's just love, and I love what's going on, man. I'm proud of y'all for real, man.
Appreciate you joining the show, Prime. Appreciate you, brother. Much love to you.
All
right, be blessed,
bro. Man. Hey, Pop.
Yes, sir.
All right, so y'all, Prime on the show. Like I said, one of many appearances. Hopefully, joining the show much more in the future. But so we've talked Cowboys, Raiders. We talked Cowboys, Eagles. Now to our question of the day, which is who is the best QB in the NFL series? We're going division by division, and now we're talking about the AFC South. So as you see on the pick there, we got Daniel Jones of the Colts. We got CJ Stroud of the Texans. We got Trevor Lawrence from the Jaguars, and we have Cam Ward of the Titans. So, Pops, I'm going to let you go first. Who do you think is the best QB in the AFC South?
Well, I'm going with kind of a little bit of history. I know CJ Stroud, when he came what should I say, when he was drafted by Houston, nobody really thought he would do what he's done so far. And the Houston city has much love for this young man. And I really didn't think he had that much talent in a sense. I knew he would be there and be good. But the city of Houston has seen or has come back alive, knowing that they can possibly make the playoffs. And actually, they're playing a lot better than that. They weren't at first. But again, we go back to the games that they played in the playoffs, and then before, I think when they were going down and they didn't think they would be back again. I think C.J. Stroud had given the city of Houston, which is a rivalry of ours anyway because of everything else. But like I said, say again, because of what he's done to bring back the city of Houston, makes me think he's the best one that I think he is.
All right, well, you know what? I agree. I say CJ Stroud is the best quarterback in the AFC South. I just can't wrap my head around saying Daniel Jones is the best quarterback in that division right now. And it's from the past performances when he was with the Giants, and I know he's playing out of his mind with the Colts. However, I just can't say that he's the best quarterback in this division. And CJ Stroud has struggled this year. I will say that. However, you know, I would say at the end of the day, it is CJ Stroud. He's going to have an even better year to finish off the year. We got a comment from Horror Flick Chick. Question for the host: what's it like having your own show with your dad, son? Because I love to see it. Listen, um, I will say that this has been years in the making. As Prime mentioned, I mean, we talk about sports all the time. We talk about sports all the time. Lord willing, Thanksgiving comes. What we gonna be doing? Eating food, but then talking about the game. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir. Yes,
And
sir.
not even just when they're playing. We're talking about before the game starts. This is what we've been doing for years, y'all. And like I said, as Prime said, this has been something we've been talking about. And God's perfect timing, this is what you are seeing right now. What we have been talking about for years and years and years in the shop, at the house, wherever. This is what we've been doing for years. And like I said, we've been blessed to be on this platform. And what better person for me to do this with than my own pops? Listen, it is surreal. I will tell you that it is truly surreal for me to be doing this on this platform with your dad. You know how much I love you, how much I appreciate you, and the fact that you are on this with me. I can't thank you enough.
Well, I would like to just say this: that I've watched you grow up, and I've watched you actually start out on the Madden playing football, and all the guys coming over, and all of us playing, in the house and all of that, and having a little Madden, shall I say, tournament or whatever, and how you
Tecmo
became what?
Bowl,
Yeah, I tell you, all
Super
way back guys, yeah,
Bowl.
and that's where it really kind of started from, and from that point on, you've grown so well in this, and I'm liking the knowledge that you're showing in that show that we have here, and I also thank you for wanting to put me on here. You didn't have to do that; you could have done something else, but I also want to thank Brian for also thinking enough of me to talk with you on the show because again, it could have been anybody else, but you guys, and as I say, myself thrown in a little bit have been talking football for years, but just thank you guys for thinking enough of me to put me in the mix.
Of course, Pops, of course. And we had another comment from Brandon. Says Stroud keeps getting better. Lawrence is too inconsistent. I cannot believe Daniel Jones. Cam Ward is just on a bad team. Agreed. I agree with all those takes. So, as I mentioned, I think CJ Stroud is gonna definitely improve as the season progresses. He's had a rough start, and he's actually out injured right now. The Texans have been playing really well defensively, which has helped them to win these last couple of games with another quarterback at the helm, the backup quarterback. But I just really think he's going to, finish out the season strong. And you're right, Trevor Lawrence is too inconsistent, and it's unfortunate because he's a talented quarterback. Daniel Jones, again, I just can't see myself saying he's a good quarterback. I just can't do that right now. And I mean, again, past is part of that. How he played with the Giants. And so I got to see more though. I got to see more because look, I mean, the same quarterback that struggled against the Steelers. So I mean, seeing that was reminiscent of how he
Yeah.
played with the Giants. So until I see consistency, from him, like early on, yeah, it's fine. But at the end of the day, it's got to be more consistent play from Daniel Jones for me to consider him being the best quarterback in this division. So we both agree that it is CJ Stroud. So okay, good deal. So CJ Stroud, the best QB in the AFC South. Now we got a couple more things we're gonna talk about, y'all. We're gonna get into some college football. Okay. First, we're gonna talk about South Carolina, Texas A&M. Check out this clip, y'all. This is something else. Check out this clip.
Attaway in the game for South Carolina at running back. See if the Gamecocks play it conservatively here. Sellers flipping it across the middle for a first down. Harbor's got great speed. The track star is free. Inside the 30. Inside the 10. Into the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina. Nick Harbor holding his leg, and he continues into the tunnel after he outruns defenders for an 80-yard touchdown to make it 26-3. That is Trex.
Okay. So, did y'all see what happened at the end there? The state trooper running to the players. Now, mind you, at that time, Texas A&M was down big. I believe it was 26-3 at that time. They were down bad, and I really thought they were gonna totally get blown out of that game. Totally get blown out. Now, mind you, that state trooper did get sent home after that whole little situation. I just thought it was utterly ridiculous. Don't know what caused him to do that, whatever the case may be. Again, keep in mind they were at Texas A&M as well. So I'm not going to say nothing, but y'all see what I'm trying to say. That was utterly ridiculous for that to even happen. Trooper got sent home. And then good comment, QLC Network looks racist to me. Hey, again, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying nothing, but I'm just saying. And then another comment from Brandon. Hey man, what the heck did coach tell the listen, we can't take that comment down. Take that comment down. Let's look at this next clip, y'all. Check this out. This is what happened following that second half. Let's see what happened the next half in that South Carolina Texas A&M game.
Texas A&M completes the greatest comeback in school history. Trailing at halftime 30-3, they storm back, score the final 28 points, and knock off South Carolina.
Epic comeback. Epic 27-point comeback from the Texas A&M Aggies. Again, I didn't even watch any more of the game because I honestly thought they were down bad and they weren't going to come back at all. But I was sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. So you're right. You can go ahead and put that comment back up from Brandon, please. Hey, man, what the heck did Coach tell the Aggies to make them put up 28 unanswered points against the Gamecocks? Yeah, you're right, man. I don't know. But they were playing inspired. Maybe that well now the state trooper got sent home, so that wasn't him that inspired him. But whatever it was, it inspired them to make it happen and they came back and got it done. Cause I'll tell you, having a loss like that, with a team that's not playing that well, it bodes pretty badly for you in the college football playoff ranking. So good thing they won. Now again, they had to come have an epic comeback to win the game. So that looms large in the eyes of the CFP committee as well. So we'll see how things play out, continue to play out for Texas A&M. But epic comeback win for the Texas A&M Aggies. But yeah, I don't know what was going on with that state trooper. And then we have another comment from Horror Flick Chick. Said we've seen that behavior from black people. I'm sorry from black Greeks and football players don't get caught up. So listen, you're right. At the end of the day, Let's not get caught up. We can't do that. Can't do it. So let's move on, y'all. We're gonna go on to the next segment, which is gonna be Texas, Georgia. And so with Texas, Georgia, y'all, this is my thing. When we see this clip here, you're gonna see exactly what occurred. And at the end of the day, with Texas, Georgia, it's unfortunate that apologize, we don't have a clip, y'all. But with Texas, Georgia, unfortunately, it's another Arch Manning inconsistent game when it came to trying to pull out this victory. And Texas just cannot find a way to beat Georgia, unfortunately. And so it just seems like Georgia has Texas' number for whatever reason. It's unfortunate, but just Texas can't get it done. They cannot get it done, and I don't understand it, but it is what it is. Texas just cannot get it done against Georgia. And Pops, tell me what the deal is, because again, Arch Manning did not, pull out this victory, which would have been a big game for him to show what he's made of. It would have been a big win for Texas, because again, they keep struggling against Georgia. They haven't beat them in a while. So I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand, but he couldn't pull it out. Georgia seems to have the number. Tell me what's going on.
Well, the one thing I saw with the game was that Georgia had more physicality than the Texas Longhorns did. They actually, man, it's like almost like a high school team playing a college team. And every time they play Georgia, Georgia seemed to, uh, shall I say, manhandle them. And I hate to say this word, but even pump them, because the simple fact of it is they ran the ball down Texas' throat. And when they made first down, they got up and throwed it all in Texas' face. And I think when you're in the SEC, if you don't get better with physicality, you're not going to win a game. And Georgia plays like that all the time. Every time. I don't care who they play like that. And I
Yeah.
said that Texas should either try to say, well, if we have to match them physicality for physicality, because if they don't do that, then hey. But I do have one little small surprise for you, though. I think that even though Texas didn't beat Georgia, I believe the next two wins, I don't know if you heard what I just said, the next two wins, and if you look at who those teams are, then Texas is going to be right in the mix of everything. You'll see. But you look at who those next two teams are.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, Pops, for me, I really don't understand why, there's not a different set of play calling or things of that nature to, combat what Georgia does. Because we know Georgia's going to come out physical. That's how they play. They're going to run the ball. They're going to be physical. And then, you know, what they did in that game as well, Kirby Smart just gambling and doing that surprise onside kick. Because as you know, those kickoff rules are still remaining the same. That's not going to change. I think the NFL changed theirs, but surprise onside kick. So Texas didn't see it coming, and I mean, this is after Georgia had went up another score. They had went up another score. So with that being the case, it's like, really? This is so he's trying to put his foot down and make a statement. Like, look, we're winning this game. I'm in this thing to win it. It's just the bottom line. This is what we're doing. Bottom line. So, it was impressive to see from Kirby Smart's standpoint to show, hey, look, we're gonna close out this game. You're not gonna have a chance of coming back whatsoever. And they did just that. And again, Texas continues to lose to Georgia, and Georgia just seems to continue to have their number. We'll see how things play out for Georgia as the season progresses. Yeah, it just seems like they continue to get out physical by Georgia on a consistent basis, which is completely surprising. And again, with Arch Manning, and again, I've said in previous shows that I'm pulling for him to do well because I want to see um, his play match the hype. I really do want to see that when it comes down to it, and to be that number one pick, but to play lights out, to fall in line with that lineage that's come before him, with Peyton Manning and then Eli Manning as well. So, we'll see how that goes. Obviously Texas is out of the college football playoff mix now, unless something crazy happens, which I doubt it. But who they find some way. But I think their CFP hopes are dashed. Their college football player hopes are dashed. We'll see what happens with Georgia when it comes down to it.
One quick comment.
Go ahead.
What if Texas beats A&M in the next 2 games, and last one they beat A&M, and A&M is undefeated? What will that do?
I mean, we shall see. We shall see. Again, crazier things have happened.
Okay.
Crazier things have happened. So we shall see. We shall see. And guys, we're going to end it right there. We're going to end it right there. We appreciate y'all for tuning in today. Thank y'all so much for the love. Listen, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe on all the platforms. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank y'all so much for the support. Until next time, we'll be on next Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. We look forward to seeing y'all then. Again, thank y'all so much for the love and support. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see y'all next Wednesday. Peace out, y'all.